Hey everyone, thanks as always for tuning in. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, and in the past I have refrained from doing them. I'm trying to switch things up a little bit, and I'll probably do a separate video talking about why unboxings now. But for this video, we're going to take a look at a new offering from Ochs. And Ochs is a custom knife maker out of Oregon. He's been making knives since 2008, but went full-time in 2011, so celebrating a decade now of custom knife making. Well, this is a kind of a collaboration piece, I guess, but it is a production piece instead of a custom. Eric has done collaborations with companies like Columbia River Knife and Tools, CRKT, in the past, but this is a production line called the EDX line, and it is produced by Riot Knives out of China, who, as we know, is probably one of the absolute best OEMs you can commission production knives from. There's some amazing, companies here in the US, of course, but you cannot commission knives from them. If they choose to collaborate with you, then that's a horse of a different color. So while this is going to be on the higher end of the price spectrum, these are arguably going to be very, very well made knives, or at least that's my assumption. I haven't opened it yet, but I have not been let down by any Riot produced knives thus far. So this one's called the Osprey EDX, and let's go ahead and get this thing opened up here. So carrying my Benchmade 940-1 today, also a fantastic knife. It's a thick sticker. All right. And there are three different versions of this Osprey EDX. There is, let's see what we got here first. Looks like a certificate of authenticity kind of going over the material, so if you guys want to take a quick look at that. But there are three different versions. There's blue G10, there is green micarta, and then there's carbon fiber. So I'll let you guys take a guess as to which one I'm interested in or was excited about among the three, but I'm pretty, cool little microfiber cloth here, but I am fairly predictable when it comes to my preference in handle material. So let's take a look. Ooh, and here we have the carbon fiber version. No surprise if you guys know me or have watched any of my videos before. But price ranges anywhere from $360 here for the carbon fiber version, down to $330 for the blue G10 version. But let's talk about some specs here real quick. So we've got a branded pouch, certificate of authenticity. We had the microfiber cloth. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way, and that's all that came with it. So fairly comprehensive there. Size, let's throw in the 940-1. Actually, two are fairly comparable in size. The 940 is a bit bigger. We've got the Para 2, and then back here somewhere I do have the Kershaw Dividend. Alright, so there we are for the size comparisons. Let's jump into the specs. So this is a 3.25 inch blade. Handle length is around 4.17, giving us an overall of just around 7.4, just shy of that. So good size, not too big, not too small. I think for a lot of people 3.25 is kind of that happy median point. Now his actual custom is a 3.5 inch blade in lieu of a 3.25 inch blade, and then it's actually a little bit wider. So in some ways this is kind of a slimmed down version of his custom knife. So let's see anything else we want to talk about before we dive into this one in detail. Again, this is my first time handling it as well, so pretty excited to dive into some of the details. But the reason this knife interested me was it looked like it had a lot of nice machining on it as compared to perhaps some other production knives out these days. So we've got some kind of a faux bolster here with an interesting, I don't want to call it diamond plate, but kind of diamond texture. It does actually have quite a bit of grip. That's surprising. Some carbon fiber inlays here. And this one does cover a portion of the lock bar, which for people who put pressure on the lock bar. You know, when there's sometimes people struggle to flip over knives because they put a lot of pressure on the lock bar right here. So they're pushing down super hard and they can't get it open. I was curious if this would prevent someone from putting pressure on the lock bar with their middle finger, and it looks like it does, which is very cool. And then your thumb naturally rests on this grip here, and it's pretty grippy. So there's some really nice, there's actually some really nice thought into this design. So that is very, very cool. I was curious to know if these opening holes were functional, and they are. Not as easy to get to as compared to some other knives, but they do work. So if you want to use your thumb to open it instead of the flipper tab, you do have these cutouts here on the blade. And we've seen things like this on the like the Vero engineering knives and other knives up to this point. So 3D milled pocket clip. Looks like we do have adequate space here, you know, between the pocket clip and the frame, which again, I'm very happy to see. That's always a pet peeve of mine when it doesn't. Some nice detail on the back spacer. Centering looks perfect. Lockup. I don't see any concerns there. Let me take a closer look. I think... Oh, there is a stainless steel lock insert in there, which pretty well, obviously the screw gives it away, but you can't really see it from the front here. Also happy to report things have been pretty well chamfered in this area, so I'm not getting any hot spots. And the ergos are actually pretty good. And overall, it's, it's a pretty attractive design. I think Eric Ochs designs, by and large, have a very organic feel to them. They're very curved. I think typically when you see one of his knives, you pretty much know right away that it's his. So, but yeah, this is, to be honest, this is actually better than I thought it would be. One interesting detail is this is a hollow grind, which we don't see too often on production knives. We've got a beautiful kind of forward swedge here. Lots of nice belly. Laser work is good. Again, it is M390, and then this one is numbered number 7, which is on the certificate of authenticity. So I'm pleasantly surprised by this one. Let's look at the action again here. Here's the flipper tab. It's kind of a, you know, I would think it would actually be reversed the other way, you know, kind of like the ramp that way, but it's kind of ramped down this way. I'm not slipping on it at all, but generally that's how I prefer to see my flipper tabs, is angled this way rather than this way. I'm not sure if the pivot is captured. I'm probably going to assume that it's not captured. So again, here it is in my XL. I wear an XL glove. I'm able to get a full grip on this thing. And again, ergonomically, I think it's really, really nice. So again, I have typically high expectations when it comes to knives produced by Riot, and this one is very, very good. We do have a little bit of relief milling here on the inside, so you can access the lock bar. No problem whatsoever. Ceramic bearing, ceramic detent. The grind is pretty consistent on both sides. It widens out toward the tip just a smidge compared to the rest of the secondary bevel, but it is even on both sides like that. So again, I'm not seeing anything to complain about with this knife, and I'm really loving the ergos and the size. So let's see if there's anything we're missing. Oh, pocket clip is reversible. As you can see, just take out the screw, you can pop that over, although, you know, it's still a frame lock for a right-handed user by and large. So anything else we're missing? I think that's pretty much it. So This is, again, I'm trying to do an unboxing just to get a feel for it, see if it'll help force me to do more videos. I practice essentially mail call abstinence by not being able to open it until I sat down to do the videos. So if that can force me to do more videos, then I think hopefully you guys are better served for it. Again, there is some lost value in unboxings versus, you know, having something for weeks and trying it out and seeing if there's something that works really well or doesn't work. But overall, I'm very impressed with this little piece from Eric Ochs. I'll put a link down to his website, or I'll put a link to his website down below. He does have some of these available. Now, as far as fun facts or teasers, next year, 2022, he will do another production run of these, maybe with some different materials, different finishes. So next year's technically only a month away, but, you know, granted, probably several months away. And then he is in the process of prototyping his second knife for the EDX line. So that's already in the works as well. And if it's anything like this one, I'll actually be very excited to check it out, because there's a lot of mid-techs out there. There's a lot of production knives coming from Riot specifically. I think this one does have quite a few nice details. I think it's a good size. I think it has good ergonomics. I think it's got good materials. Flipping action's good. I just think there's a lot to like about this knife, and it does have these opening holes for, not opening holes, kind of the millwork here, and another opening method. If you have smaller hands, it'll probably be even easier to access these than it is for me with my larger size hands, let's say. But yeah, I think overall impressions, I'm pretty impressed with this one. I'm really going to look forward to carrying it and using it, throwing it in the rotation, and I do think this one is going to stick around here for a while. So again, link down below. Comments, questions, let me know. Daily content on Instagram as always, and thanks so much for watching. I know the content has been sparse as of late, and I'm always trying to do my best to put it more out there for those of you who continue to watch my videos. So thanks guys, see you soon.